Okay, gather around, everyone. I've got a kind of a weird question for you today, maybe a bit sarcastic even. What if I told you that just trying to be healthy, taking your vitamin D like a good citizen could actually, well, be kind of dangerous? I mean, we all see those bottles, right? 5,000 IUs, 10,000 IUs, and let's be honest, it sounds scary. Like
Hmm.
a lot. The first word that jumps in your head is probably toxicity.
All right. Yeah, those numbers do sound big. I get it. But okay, let's just draw a really clear line here from the get-go. We are absolutely not talking about vitamin D toxicity in the way most people fear it. That worry. It's largely misplaced, honestly.
Ooh. Okay, so I'm not going to wake up tomorrow turned into a calcium statue.
Yeah. No, not
Yay.
going to happen. Real vitamin D toxicity is incredibly rare, like really rare. You'd have to be taking, I don't know, hundreds of thousands of IUs every single day for months and months. And even then, the main issue, pretty much the only main symptom, is just getting way too much calcium in your blood. Hypercalcemia. Actually, it's interesting. Some of the real pioneers in vitamin D research, they often say they've literally never seen a true clinical case of toxicity in their work.
Wow, okay. That puts it in perspective. So if actual toxicity is like trying to light a wet bonfire with one tiny match basically impossible, then what is the real risk? What's the catch when we're taking these, higher doses?
See, the danger isn't the vitamin D itself. Not really. It's more like ignoring vitamin D's backup singers.
Huh.
It's entourage, if you will, a very demanding entourage. The problem isn't the star of the show. It's that the support crew didn't get the memo or the resources.
Like putting rocket fuel in your car but forgetting the oil.
Exactly. Perfect analogy.
Yeah.
The engine seizes up, right? It's not the fuel's fault.
Okay. Before we meet this demanding crew, we got to talk about where this fear even comes from. Because historically, it's kind of nuts. We dug up this old medical textbook, The Pharmacological Basis of Therapeutics, page 1687, I think.
Yep. And it just casually lists the maintenance dose for vitamin D, wait for it, as being somewhere between 50,000 and 250,000 units.
Evilly.
50,000 to 250,000 daily. And then somehow, like decades later, the standard recommendation plummets down to,
Oh,
what, 400, 600 IUs? That's just mind-boggling. You almost have to wonder, did it, like, work too well or something? Was that the problem?
Huh. Well, that massive drop really sets the stage for what we need to understand today. Here's the core idea. Vitamin D needs partners, cofactors. It can't do its job properly alone. So if you start taking a bunch of vitamin D, but you're already low in these partners, well, you don't just stay low, you actually make that deficiency worse. Because the vitamin D is suddenly demanding more of those partners, and they just aren't there. Right? It's like hosting a huge party, but you only bought like 3 bags of chips. The guests are there, ready to party, but the snacks run out instantly. Chaos. So let's meet the crew. The first big one, especially if D is pulling calcium into the blood, who stops that calcium from, causing trouble?
That brings us straight to cofactor number 1, magnesium. Think of it as the calcium gatekeeper. Vitamin D activation literally depends on magnesium, but critically, magnesium also acts like a natural calcium channel blocker. It helps prevent calcium from building up where you don't want it, like in your arteries. Vascular calcification.
Okay, just so everyone's clear, vascular calcification means calcium hardening your arteries. Bad news bears.
Absolutely. So you boost D, you absorb more calcium. Great. But if magnesium isn't there to manage it, that's a problem. That's probably the key piece missed back when they used those huge 50,000 IU doses. Without enough magnesium, calcium levels might have gone too high, caused issues. So maybe instead of adding the magnesium, they just slashed the D dose way down.
Which seems odd. But it explains maybe why we hear about people needing insane amounts of magnesium now. Like people saying they need 2,400 milligrams or even more just to stop muscle cramps when they take D. That's way above the RDA.
It is. Magnesium deficiency is super common today. Our soil is depleted, diets have changed. Food-wise, think green leafy vegetables, that chlorophyll molecule. Magnesium's right at the center. Also good quality sugar-free dark chocolate, which is always nice news.
Yeah.
And certain nuts, pumpkin seeds too, though, watch the quantity with nuts. For supplements, magnesium glycinate is usually the go-to. It's well absorbed. And doses like 800 milligrams or more are often needed when you're also taking decent amounts of D.
Okay, so magnesium is the gatekeeper, keeps the calcium flowing safely, but who tells the calcium where its final destination is? Like, get in the bones.
That's the job of vitamin K2. The calcium GPS. K2's role is, non-negotiable. It actively directs calcium away from soft tissues and arteries and drives it into your bones and teeth, exactly where you want it for strength.
So D brings it in the door, MG manages the flow, and K2 gives it the address. Teamwork makes the dream work, right? This makes the dosing ratio super important for anyone listening who's taking, say, 10,000 IUs.
It does. The general rule of thumb, the practical ratio, is about 100 micrograms of K2 for every 10,000 IUs of D3. And make sure it's the MK7 form of K2. That's the one that hangs around longer and works better.
Where do we find K2 naturally?
Fermented foods are key. Think high-quality grass-fed butter, real kimchi, sauerkraut, also grass-fed beef, egg yolks, things our ancestors ate more of.
Gotcha. Next up, zinc. We know it's important for, like, taste and smell, but how does it tie into vitamin D?
Zinc's role is more subtle but fundamental. The actual vitamin D receptor, the thing on your cells that D has to bind to send its signals, that receptor needs zinc to work properly. It's like a key part of the lock mechanism. So again, if you boost D while you're low on zinc, you increase the demand for zinc, and deficiency symptoms can pop up or get worse.
And what are those symptoms? Like, how would you know?
The taste and smell thing is a big one. If things just taste bland, or your sense of smell is off, that's a classic sign. Also, maybe things like flaky skin that won't clear up, acne sometimes. And on a deeper level, zinc is needed to make testosterone, so low levels can impact that too.
Okay. Sources. Red meat, shellfish. Those are the big ones, right?
Yep, very bioavailable sources. But a quick warning on supplementing zinc. If you take high doses of just zinc for a long time, you can actually cause a copper deficiency. They compete.
Ah, the mineral balancing act.
Exactly. So if you supplement zinc long-term, it's usually best to find a formula that includes copper and other trace minerals to keep everything, in harmony.
All right, last but not least in this cofactor crew, vitamin A, the night shift specialist.
Good name for it.
Yeah.
Yeah, vitamin A, specifically the retinol form. People often forget this one's linked to D, but they're tightly connected. Sometimes their receptors actually bind together as a complex to regulate genes. Team effort. Vitamin A also plays a role in keeping calcium out of the arteries, working alongside K2.
And the classic sign of deficiency here is not being able to see in the dark.
Pretty much. That difficulty adjusting when you go from light to dark, that's a big clue for vitamin A issues. Also, maybe dry eyes, dry skin, maybe your immune system feels a bit weak, sometimes even acne again. But here's the really critical point about vitamin A sources.
Uh-oh, what's the catch?
You need the active form, retinol, not beta-carotene from plants.
Wait, so eating loads of carrots isn't enough? I thought that was the whole point.
It helps. But the conversion of beta-carotene to active vitamin A in the body, it's notoriously inefficient for many people. Genetics play a huge role. If you're boosting D and increasing the demand for A, relying only on carrots and sweet potatoes, it's just, well, probably not going to cut it.
So where do we get the real deal, the retinol?
Egg yolks, liver, those are top food sources. But probably the most convenient and naturally balanced supplemental source is cod liver oil, because it gives you vitamin A and vitamin D together in the natural forms, plus some omega-3s. It's like a pre-packaged team.
Nice. Okay, wrapping up. Let's hit some fine print. People need to know when they're actually buying this stuff. First, quick hit, D3 or D2?
Always D3. Always. That's the form your body makes from sunlight. D2 is synthetic, less effective. Just stick with D3.
Got it. And you mentioned something earlier about cheap fillers in supplements. That sounds dodgy.
Yeah, unfortunately, it's common. To save costs, some manufacturers bulk out their capsules with cheap starches. Things like maltodextrin, which is basically sugar, or cornstarch, stuff you don't really want.
Okay, hold on. You said there's a way to test for this at home, like little DIY supplement investigation.
Ah, yeah, a simple kitchen chemistry test.
Palace, how do we bust these filler scams?
Okay, so you just need the capsule and some iodine, like basic first aid iodine tincture. Open up the capsule, dump the powder into a little bit of water, stir it up, then add a few drops of that iodine. Now, iodine reacts very strongly with starch. It turns dark blue or black. So if your water turns dark, purple, or black, bingo. You've probably got starch fillers in there. If it just stays that brownish yellow iodine color or stays clear, you're likely good. No significant starch.
That is brilliant. A super practical tip. Okay, so let's tie this all together. The big takeaway from this deep dive seems to be stop freaking out about vitamin D toxicity itself. It's mostly a myth based on crazy high doses. The real challenge, the thing you actually need to focus on, is making sure vitamin D has its support team ready. Magnesium, zinc, K2, vitamin A. Without them, the D can't do its job right and might even cause problems by stealing those cofactors from other jobs in your body.
Exactly. It's not the gas pedal, the vitamin D, that's the issue. It's making sure the steering wheel and the brakes, the cofactors, are properly connected and working.
Right, and thinking back to those massive 50,000 IU doses people used to take.
Yeah. Maybe the key piece they lost wasn't that D was dangerous. but that you absolutely needed things like magnesium and K2 to handle all the calcium D helps you absorb. It makes you wonder, doesn't it? Is our modern fear of using vitamin D properly based on actual danger? Or is it based on maybe just forgetting about its essential partners, forgetting we need the whole team, not just the star player?
Definitely something to chew on next time you look at that bottle of D3. Do you have the whole team assembled?